everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are reacting to Velma episode 8. Now, if you haven't watched the first 7 episodes, I have reacted to all of them on my channel, so please give those a watch first. Now, just spoiler alert, I have already watched the episode, and I can tell you this episode really went back to a lot of the same issues and problems that I had with it in the first couple of episodes. So this episode is a trip, let's just say that. But it is also a fun one to dissect with you guys, so I can't wait to get into the video. But before we do, if you could give this video a like, it really helps the algorithm know that you like this video and it sends it out to more people, so make sure you like the video. Also subscribe to this channel. I do reaction videos multiple times a week, so please don't miss out on a single episode. Now, let's get on to the video. Up next. So the episode starts off with Velma reminiscing over her friendship with Daphne over the years. And we're gonna see just how Velma has always been a jerk even since she was a small kid.
From the moment Daphne and I met, it was special.
Yep, you heard her. Velma just called her own mother an old bag because I guess she has just been a jerk by nature.
Let's go, Daph.
And then we have this scene where Velma takes the cake from Daphne's birthday party. And look at everyone's faces. They're all so disappointed. Why has Velma always been like this?
Sure, we had hit a bumpy patch when my mom disappeared and Daphne got hot. Let's go, Daph. I'm normal. You are who I say you are.
Oh my god. Jeez, Velma is genuinely the worst character and the worst person on this show by far. Honestly, she's the worst part of this show.
Velma, can you help me find Fred? He's missing and I know your people are great at tracking.
What the? Oh, I knew it. Fred's parents are deeply racist.
Sorry, I'm busy, and I've told you I'm not Navajo.
Why would you think she's Navajo? Everyone has assumed she's like every race in this show. Didn't Fred think she was Samoan earlier?
Let's go, Daph.
And then Velma's like, I'm so glad that we're friends again, Daphne. And Daphne's like, same, as she's giving her hard eyes. They're really feeling each other in this moment. But then they flash to 2 days later. And I'm assuming all hell's about to break loose because they were setting this up as so sweet. I have a feeling it's all about to crumble down.
Oh my god, I'm so mad we're friends again. We're gonna die down here, Daphne.
Yep. I called it. They're already in some sort of shenanigans. The friendship's on the rocks. I don't think this friendship or relationship's gonna last long. What do you guys think? So then we cut to Daphne and Velma at the bottom of a ravine. And Daphne's like, this is all your fault, Velma.
My fault? Nothing is ever my fault.
Of course she doesn't take culpability. She never takes culpability. 2 days earlier, Daphne's flashback. Okay, so this is a timey-wimey episode, okay.
Okay, Daphne, if you were a serial killer, what would your password be? Daphne, what have I told you about texting during my times of need?
She's already being really possessive and she feels like she owns Daphne just because they're friends again. I honestly think it is Velma's fault. I don't even need to know how they got in the bottom of that ravine to know that it probably is Velma's fault.
Relax.
Oh? Is she looking at other girls while she's with Velma? Okay. I don't think Daphne likes Velma as much as Velma likes Daphne. Even though Daphne does like Velma, the fact that she's already looking at other girls is interesting.
Hey, you two knuckleheads claim to be cops. Can you hack the serial killer's phone?
Unfortunately,
You two guys claim to be cops. Like, I mean, that's true, they're terrible cops, but again, why would you say that to someone's face?
Daphne can definitely help. She has phone hacking experience from the incident.
So there's an incident now that led to Daphne learning how to hack phones, okay?
The incident? What's that?
Oh, it was literally nothing. Oh, wow. Look at all those homeless people.
And here we go back to the whole homeless stuff. This show really likes to bring up the homeless a lot, and I really wish they would stop.
Why are you changing the subject?
I'm not changing the subject.
The show then goes into explaining in a very, very meta way like they always do. And just listen to what Daphne has to say because it's super annoying.
But wouldn't you agree that the strongest use of flashbacks on TV is when one character's flashback is intercut with another's to eventually combine in the present storyline?
Breaking the fourth wall and saying, oh, look at what we're doing. Like, aren't we a TV show? They just keep breaking the immersion, and I really hate the whole meta-ness of this show.
You're saying if this was a flashback in your point of view, in order for it to be earned, we'd have to cut to, I don't know, Fred?
Exactly.
Oh, they're still talking about the fact that they're a TV show. Like, right now we're in the middle of a flashback and they keep cutting to different periods of time and they're talking about it. It's annoying.
I like it when they use a title card with the character's name when they cut to a different flashback.
Ugh, and I guess we're about to cut to that title card, aren't we? Yep. Here we go. That whole scene was just talking about how they're in a scene and what could possibly happen in the next scene. Maybe that's funny. I just think that's annoying. Then it says, Fred, same time as Daphne's flashback. Okay.
Oh, where am I? Hey, let me out!
Okay, so he's still okay. I'm glad he's at least okay. I was worried about my boy. I've grown emotionally attached to Fred, I have to admit.
My parents will never pay ransom. They thanked the North Koreans when they kidnapped my brother.
Oh my God, Jesus. His parents are hardcore and terrible. I think he has the worst parents out of all of them. I think he wins the Terrible Parents Award.
Fred, is that you?
Brenda?
It's not just Brenda, Fred. Lola and I are here.
So now we're meeting all the dead girls that have popped up. Their brains. So this is all connecting. This is all connecting. This is all connecting. Okay, so I saw many of you in the comments say that they think they're probably going to take Gigi's brain and put her into the brain of a dog. And that's how Scooby becomes Scooby-Doo. So I think that's where we're heading.
Stop fighting. No boys were sloshing your goo over.
Oh, this is definitely going on the thumbnail. And they're just brains in jars. And then we cut to the cops to the house and they're still arguing over the title card that we just saw, you know, the whole meta narrative.
Still say my old job as a television executive makes me worry audiences won't be able to follow it.
God, audiences, we're not that dumb. It's pretty simple to follow. I'm sorry, but your writing is not that complex. We get it.
My mom's used it to criticize how well the other one cleaned the bathroom. But we can use the light to tell which numbers the serial killer presses most often by the smudges.
So you did hack into someone's phone.
So then, of course, Velma really wants to know what was the incident. And of course, she asks, was the incident about me? Because she thinks everything's about her. And then Velma just looks at her like, no, it wasn't about you.
But a while back, I was low-key obsessed with someone. I lost my mind for a hot second and hacked their phone to see if they liked me. They didn't. End of story.
Do we believe this? I feel like she definitely probably left something out.
But who the hell was it, Velma? Focus. Opening this phone is the key to finding your mom.
The password is 1234.
Really? The killer's password is 1234? I feel like everyone is an idiot in this show for the plot to happen because if people actually thought for a second, none of this would work.
Wait, he accidentally took a photo in the woods.
That's Mount Crystal.
So he accidentally takes a photo in the woods? Come on. Like, there's no clues except for the biggest clue of all. Just so convenient, the writing here. So then Velma starts barking a bunch of demands at Daphne like, so we're going there tomorrow, and on the way in the car, you're going to tell me everything about the incident.
While I will either laugh or scream at you.
I mean, those are her only options. You're going to tell me everything, and I'm either going to laugh or scream at you, and you're going to like it. Again, Velma is the worst.
Fine. Wait, hold on.
Who do you keep
In the middle of a conversation, she is still looking at sexy pictures of Olive. I don't blame you, Daphne, for not being that into Velma because she's super mean to you.
It's no one. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. That line read, though. I gotta play that again.
It's no one. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Oh god, another title card. We're now going back to Fred's flashback, which again is happening at the same time as Daphne's flashback.
You're alive? How?
So then we cut to Fred back at wherever he's been kidnapped, and he's talking to the brain of Krista. Things the show has me say. And they're explaining to Fred that whoever took them is planning to put their brains into someone else.
Oh my god, Velma was wrong.
Velma? Has the absence of our popularity left such a void you're now hanging out with Velma?
No.
God, everyone in this universe, even as a brain, you're freaking dead and you're still like, I'm better than Velma. Although, to be fair, Velma is atrocious.
You going from Daphne to Velma is worse than going from a beloved cartoon to a playful reimagining.
This is not a playful reimagining. Okay, this is the writers self-inserting themselves here. This is not a playful reimagining. This is a deconstructed facade. This is Scooby-Doo in name only. They're wearing the same costumes. They have mostly the same names. but this is not anything related to Scooby-Doo.
Daphne and I did break up.
Fred Jones is finally single, and here I am, just a brain.
Because I just learned the hottest part of a woman is her brain.
I don't like the way he's looking at that brain. What is he thinking about doing to that brain?
Oh, did you?
Yes, Brenda.
Not him giving love eyes to the brain. That is definitely F me eyes.
Daphne, come on, it's time to go
Now she has a Sherlock Holmes hat, so they're going full-on detective.
look for the serial killer in the woods.
Hey, Velma, look, I can't go.
What? Why not? I brought your favorite snacks, water and pictures of Tom Holland.
They're bringing Tom Holland into this? Leave Tom Holland out of this. I like him. Just don't drag him into this. Why?
Now let's go, Daph.
Oh, honestly, I mean, she was looking at pictures. I think this is probably a healthier relationship for Daphne anyway. These two make more sense than her and Velma. So I'm rooting for these two.
Olive, what are you doing here? And the only answer I'll accept is using your long-ass arms to change light bulbs.
Today,
I mean, that it's comments exactly like that is why I'm glad Daphne isn't dating Velma. Because Velma is a miserable mofo.
Olive and I are taking pictures for the sexy calendar we sell to fight discrimination against hot girls. And I was worried you'd freak out.
Freak out? I'm famously chill about everything. Why would I?
Famously chill about everything. Throws pot. So then, of course, the only thing that Velma cares about is if Olive is the incident.
Velma, we can talk about this when you get back. I have to go. This is my long ass arm saying goodbye.
Ooh. I mean, literally, she's doing the talk to the hand gesture. Respect it.
Come on, Daph.
Oh, and then now she's like trying to flaunt it in Velma's face by trying to like lower the hand down. Oh, she's really going for it. So she starts lying about having a hallucination, even though she's not, just to get Daphne's attention.
Being so close to finding my mom must have triggered it. Negotiate your calendar. I'm sure I won't have another one in the woods and die all alone. And that's why this is
Velma frustrates me. I think this show would be a lot more enjoyable and a lot more watchable without Velma. Just take Velma out, I think this show immediately becomes at least a little bit better.
No, this isn't
exactly what
Velma's
happened.
fault, Daphne.
When did Gigi get into the picture? They just casually panned over. I wasn't ready to see Gigi.
It's Norville's.
And Norville? Oh, okay. Well, let's see what's happening.
It started when we got home from Fogfest.
So then we get another title card. 2 days earlier, Gigi's flashback. And we cut to the night of the festival, and her and Norville are sucking face.
My parents are actually out of town.
Get it?
Could you be a gentleman and unzip me?
She's very forward. I like that.
I do this for my mom all the time now that she's perimenopausal and constantly bloats. Good.
Yes, keep talking the sexy talk, Norville.
You're good.
That's not what she wanted. That's not what she wanted at all. He just walks away. So then Norville gets a message on his phone, which I'm sure was from Velma, and he mentions to Gigi, hey, your cabin in the woods, is that still available? Thinking, of course, that they could stay there while they go look at Mount Crystal, which was the last place the killer was seen. Gigi thinking Norville wants to take her away so that they can have a nice private time alone together, is not thinking this is all about just helping Velma solve her mystery.
Well then, you better go rest up.
You too. The last thing we want are canker sores from a lack of sleep.
So they're both thinking this trip is about something different, and I'm sure this will lead to all sorts of hilarity. And then we cut to this banner where we see it says, have you seen me? And it's a picture of Fred. And of course he looks like a baby because they have to infantilize Fred at all cost.
Olive, I'm sure Fred hasn't gone missing. He probably just got stuck in his gold pajamas again.
Meanwhile, we see Fred is still alone with the brains, and he's now roasting a rat on an open fire, and he's just really going through a tough time.
Not again! Oh, why am I such an idiot? I'll never make it as a brain. My parents always say it's my worst attribute.
His parents are terrible. Oh, I hate his parents.
Maybe one day we can connect our jars like one of those hamster houses.
What is he thinking? Seriously, what is he thinking? So then Brenda asks, do you think what we're feeling is real? And Fred's like, I don't know, but it sure seems real. And Brenda takes offense to that.
Seems real? I didn't ask if it seems is real? I asked if it is real, Fred.
How could she be this demanding when she's literally just a brain in a jar? Beyond me.
Can't believe I let you drink from my jar.
Ew! Ow!
Norval, what are they doing here? Hey.
Oh, was she naked? Oh, poor Gigi. She really thought something else was about to go down. I'm so sorry, girl.
Hey, Daphne. Hey, Velma.
Why wouldn't they be here?
So then Gigi's like, this was supposed to be a romantic getaway for the both of us. And then they pan out and you see like, oh, homegirl was fully prepared. She had rose petals on the bed, chocolate, looks like some champagne, some glasses. She was fully nude. She was ready.
I have been hinting at this since we started dating.
Hints? What hints?
Oh, homegirl has been hinting down. I mean, it was clear.
You know, we don't have to sneak around. I have a cabin in the woods.
So then Gigi's like, but why did you want to use my cabin then?
We're looking for the serial killer.
The serial killer is near my cabin and you didn't tell me? The hottest remaining girl at the school?
Norval wasn't thinking about you. He was still thinking about Velma for some god-awful reason. I don't know.
Daphne is technically hotter. You just have a mildly better personality.
Oh my god. He did not just say that. Did he just call another woman hotter than his girlfriend right in front of his naked girlfriend? Even Velma in her obtuse, lax awareness self is looking at him like, dang, not even I would have gone that far. If Gigi doesn't break up with him after this, oh, I don't know. That's all she did? She was just like, I would have taken a greater offense to that.
He wouldn't be stuck here like a 127 hours reboot with a bigger, more diverse cast that old people will gripe about.
So then Norval reveals that this whole time he had an emergency beacon in his pocket, which was very convenient. Again, a lot of convenient stuff happening in this episode. And of course, a helicopter immediately flies right over them.
Preparing to lower for extraction.
But they're immediately told that they have to abort the mission. And now I'm very confused about what are they doing?
Fred Jones, the son of a wealthy white family, has gone missing. All local units are being...
So they're saying that they have to leave because Fred Jones is missing, and because he's a wealthy white man, that takes priority over the first group of people at the bottom of the cavern, and so they must deploy all their forces towards Fred instead. Okay, so we're going there. Just making sure all this is clear.
Sir, when I became a helicopter rescue person, I took an oath, and I'd rather die than break it.
Oh, someone that's nice. Someone that's just wants to help people. Someone, finally. She's probably going to disappoint us in the next second, but let's see.
Yay! Have any of you seen Fred?
Of course. Have any of you seen Fred Jones? That's all she's going down there for, just to ask about Fred. And then Velma's like, no, we haven't. And then she's like, oh, okay, let's go then. That's all. We don't have to help them at all. Even though she's already down there in the tavern and she could help them.
That tracks.
This is all Daphne's fault.
Velma, stop! We have to figure out how to get out of here. We don't have time for another...
Oh, God. And now we have another title card. Lots going on in this episode. What are we, Velma's flashback?
It's embarrassing, Norval!
How is it embarrassing to be considered the second hottest girl in school?
Thank you. I'm glad that she did bring this back up, because you just don't do that.
Well, third if you throw in my mom.
Hey, maybe we should go? And I'm only here for your hallucinations anyway.
Now Daphne's back to also just making this about herself and being like, oh, well, I just want to go. I just want to leave. Everyone's just being awful to each other again.
Hallucinations? Well, Velma doesn't have those anymore. I mean, you wouldn't know it given how tired and puffy she still looks, but that's...
You know what? No wonder Velma is so bitter and angry when even her closest friends still have to call her Puffy. No wonder.
I'm sorry, but can you blame me? Just when we finally reconnect, I learn you have some other friend you're obsessed with.
So this is what this is all about. This is all about Olive and her jealousy. So then Velma's like, you can't go, Daphne. There's a serial killer in the woods.
I don't care. I'm so mad at you for lying. I'm walking to town to find Wi-Fi. And even if I don't find it, I would rather call an actual taxi from a stranger's landline than spend one more second with you.
That makes two of us.
I'm so glad they're finally getting tired of Velma's ish, because it's been past time. Velma is tired. And it seems like everyone's finally agreed that she's done and we don't have to deal with her constant negativity anymore. Good for them.
I cannot believe I wore edible underwear for this.
Remember when this was a family show or based on a family show? It's not a family show anymore.
They'll be fine.
She's fine because she's alone with Gigi.
Apparently, before you and Daphne were connected, or whatever it is you guys are doing.
Daphne had a thing for Gigi. She even hacked her phone.
Wait.
Oh, Gigi is the incident that Daphne's family was talking about. What? Another twist. The show does keep me guessing, I will say that. So now Daphne and Gigi are probably about to bond in the woods together, and Velma, of course, has to go and stop them and tear them apart.
Velma, come on. I think you're overreacting. Oh my God. For the first time in your life, you weren't reacting enough.
I like how very quickly that relationship accelerated. Like they're already holding each other in their warm embrace.
Gigi said there was a cave down in that ravine, so we came out to try and see if that's where the serial killer was hiding.
But why are they holding each other? That didn't explain the question. That didn't explain the main question at all. Why is Gigi just holding her so delicately like that? And this is how they fall into the ravine. The rocks give way and they all fall down.
So Daphne's obsession with Gigi is why we're gonna die here sitting in puddles of our own filth.
If it's anyone's fault, it's definitely Velma's. It's her narcissism and neediness that is what brought them out there in the first place.
But more importantly, Daphne hasn't been obsessed with me for a year.
So then Daphne explains she's not obsessed with Gigi anymore, even though they were both just like casually groping each other on that rock. That wasn't all necessary.
But this is still all my fault. I know you're possessive, Velma, but I've always said it's one of my favorite parts of our friendship.
I think she's a glutton for punishment. I think we accept the love we deserve, going back to Perks of Being a Wallflower. I think Daphne thinks she deserves a lot less love than she deserves.
After all our ups and downs, it felt really good to see you jealous again last night.
Hold on.
So all of this was about just Daphne wanting Velma to be jealous of her. Daphne is also terrible. Everyone's just terrible. We're back to a lot of the same bad stuff I didn't like about the earlier episodes.
But I didn't expect you to lie about your hallucinations just to drag me to the woods.
So again, this goes back to being Velma's fault because this all goes back to Velma faking her hallucination in the beginning of the episode.
Help! The rock shifted!
They realize that they can try to wiggle themselves out from underneath the rock. And of course, Velma volunteers herself first.
It should be me.
Velma, it's too tight. One of us can get out, but only if we pick someone to be crushed to death.
This got dark again. No way no one's gonna die. This is the first time they're all hanging out together. So then they all start to move the rock around. And it causes the rock to fall even further. And they land in the Crystal Cove mine. Firstly, they all should be dead. That was a long way to fall, and they all fell on rocks, with rock debris falling on them. So I don't know how they're alive.
Did I die and go to hell?
No. From the look of these crystals, this must be an extension of the crystal mine.
So them being in the Crystal Cove mine makes them realize that must be how the serial killer has been getting around since there's all these underground mines. That should have been obvious from before. I don't know why they're just coming around to this, but okay.
And if he took a picture around here, Mom!
Velma, shush!
So then Norville tells Velma she needs to be quiet because if they speak too loudly, it'll cause the rocks to crumble and fall on them. And one of them almost falls on Gigi.
That's it. You just saved Velma's life instead of mine.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. I missed that. Yeah. It seems like Norville will always choose Velma over Gigi. Even it would choose Daphne over Gigi as far as looks. So why would Gigi stay with Norville? Honestly, she can do better, especially if she's the hottest girl in school. Why would she stay with Norville?
Hey, we're gonna head out.
He realized he did bad. He's like, you know what? I'm done arguing with my girlfriend. I'm gonna actually try to save this relationship.
Maybe we should have a little talk about us too, and no changing the subject this time.
Yeah, okay. Haven't we even discussed how the federal government just kind of admitted that there are aliens?
And she tries to change the subject yet again. But also, we should talk about how the federal government admitted there are UFOs. And we all just kind of went around with our lives and said, yeah, okay. Because that's the thing that happened, by the way.
What was that? Oh no, Krista, wake up! We fell asleep.
I'm sorry.
What was that? Oh no, Krista.
Was, Fred just buttoning up his shirt like he and Brenda just did something together? Is that what they're trying to insinuate
wake up.
here?
We fell asleep. I have to get you back on the table before...
What the hell?
Why were they on the floor together? Why was he buttoning up his shirt? What was he doing with the brain man?
Krista, you hooked up with Fred? Fred said...
They hooked up? How? You know what? I don't want to know how.
And can you explain how you also hooked up with me, Fred?
Fred's hooking up with all the brains? I mean, there's really only one way I can imagine it, and I don't want to imagine it anymore. So then Daphne tries to apologize to Velma for trying to manipulate her.
I'm not mad, I'm shocked. You've always been the good one in our friendship.
And maybe we're both too messed up to be friends. It's clearly not working.
Maybe it's time we try being girlfriends.
What? No. Okay, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but if you're not working out as friends, I don't think you'd work out as girlfriends either.
Girlfriends? Seriously?
I'm sorry,
Also, what about Olive? I thought you liked Olive. I think Daphne should be with Olive, honestly.
I'm a flawed man. And that flaw is that I love too much.
Fred?
You all mean so much to me because of this crazy shit.
Oh my god, he's really having to talk to these girls like, I love you, I'm sorry. He's acting like he's actually dating all three of these brains, but maybe he is. Ugh.
No matter what happens, we are bonded for life. And that's bound to lead to some relationship weirdness.
When you put it like that, maybe you're right, Fred.
So he just convinced them all to date him openly in a polyamorous relationship.
The ghost of Edna Purdue has finally come for me. Eat brain, ghost!
And the first thing he does is throw one of the brains at them. And after that beautiful, eloquent speech about how much he just loves these girls, he's like, I'll die.
Velma?
Fred, what are you doing here?
No time to explain. I'm free!
Poor Daphne. She's just on the ground like, what the heck?
It's Brenda's brain.
Yeah, bitch. And don't say it like it's more shocking than you hanging out with Velma.
Why is Brenda so judgy and like spiteful and mean when she has nothing but a brain in a jar? It's not even like she can claim to be the hot girl anymore. She's just a brain. Where is all this confidence coming from?
Dry your tears, world. Fred is back! Back! Oh no, now I have to yell louder to be heard over this collapsing cave!
Fred is so dumb. I love him. But all his yelling actually makes the debris fall into a perfect blockage to stop his path. Meanwhile, Daphne and Velma are in the serial killer's lair remarking about how they found it.
But how is this possible? Who would keep their brains alive? Not that I'm not super excited you're still around, ladies.
No, you're being honest. Honestly, they sounded like they were miserable people when they were alive, so I don't judge you, Daphne.
It's like what I said. Someone is trying to recreate Dr. Purdue's work, which means brains. Where's my mom? Indian woman, lots of opinions on weight and personal hygiene.
I'm starting to understand Velma's mom. I feel like the apple might not fall too far from the tree, and we're gonna find out that Velma's mom is also just terrible.
Guys! Something's causing the cave to collapse!
He says that while screaming, doesn't realize it's him. Oh, he's such a himbo. So then Velma tells Daphne to get out of there and save herself, but she needs to stay behind to find her mom. But then the ground breaks apart, and now Velma can't get over to the rest of the gang.
Velma, you'll never make it. You can barely clear a jump rope.
This is not the time. I just want to go back. Hold on. Can we just point out how tiny this gap is? They're acting like it's this big feat that she can do this. Like, is she that bad at being athletic? Oh, really? The slow-mo too? She's not gonna make it.
She's not gonna make it!
Oh my god, I made it!
That was not that big of a deal. Come on. Y'all made too much out of that.
Oh no! I got you! What? Who?
It's her mom. I knew it.
Oh my...
I get it. It's her mom. Her mom saves her and she looks absolutely demented. Oh, I knew it. Her mom is not going to be nice.
That's right, Velma. Mom is here.
Oh, I'm not getting good vibes. Look at that face. I do not like this. I do not like where this is going. So then she falls down even further. Like, she's not much help here at all.
Hey,
and then we see Daphne and Fred are actually having to pull her mom too. They keep pulling and pulling to try to get everyone out. And of course they make it.
Mom, it's you. I finally found you.
But we really need to go.
Yeah, they really can't stop when, like, they're literally in a tavern that's about to collapse because Fred couldn't stop yelling. They have no time.
Yes! It's still here.
And we finally get the van. It's not painted yet, but we're finally getting the gang all working together, even though they're very mean to each other. But I guess baby steps, we're getting there.
I'll tell you everything when we get out of here. Now get in this mystery jalopy.
We know it's mystery van. Come on. So then they get in the van and they start freaking out because there's no exit.
No exit anywhere. Oh, my Jean-Paul Sartre? Did you get that, Mom? No exit? I do. Very good.
Oh, so we see this is where Velma gets her very warped and broad pop cultural knowledge from her mother. I was right, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And by the way, I still don't trust her. She's got crazy eyes.
Hold on!
No, she's driving on the wall? Okay, Fast and Furious.
What principle of physics am I using?
There are no physics in this at all.
Jesus Christ, just watch the road!
And we have another thumbnail image as Daphne is going crazy, like, just watch the road. We don't have all this time for you bonding. She's not happy. She keeps getting hit by rocks. And look at her forehead. Meanwhile, Gigi and Norville are fighting in the cabin, and Gigi's like, all our problems are because of Velma. And I'm like, yeah, that's true.
Gigi, that's insane. No one knows my heart better than me.
And the whole ground is like coming apart. There are many times in this episode where I feel like they really should have died. So then, of course, at the nick of time, the mystery vans skate off of the car and drive out of the mine.
Oh my god, we made it!
Fred's alive!
I am never having a scary adventure in a van again.
Again, you get that meta humor for the millionth time. The show really thinks meta humor is funny. Yes, now is the time you guys can hug.
Hey, I don't want to ruin the moment, but the brains are starting to smell.
I just want to know what Fred did to those brains. But at the same time, I really don't want to know. Let's go to the after credit scene.
It's a special day here in Crystal Cove as one of our worst nightmares comes to an end. Fred Jones has been found alive.
They don't care about any of the others. They're all still like, oh, but Fred Jones, the white rich guy, is saved. We're all good.
What's more, Fred seems to have single-handedly located the brains of the murdered hot girls and their cleaning lady, Dia Dorkley. What is the cleaning lady's immigration status?
I mean, are they making commentary on the news and like how they talk? Because that's true. But that whole news segment was rough.
Velma, it's okay. I'll see you at the hospital.
I still don't trust her. Something in her eyes. She's hiding something, for sure.
You still haven't told me who did this. Who took you?
I can't remember.
Can you remember or are you not saying? All right, and that's it. Okay, yeah. Like I said, that episode was, I feel like it brought back a lot of the really negative tropes that I thought the show was moving away from. Everyone turned out to be just super mean and super vicious to everyone again. Everyone was just bickering all the time. Velma continues to be thoroughly unlikable, but I will say that at least I really like Fred and I like Daphne, so I do have characters that I'm at least rooting for at this point. I do still like the mystery, although I do think it was a little predictable, but we'll see. There's still 2 more episodes left to go. I will be reacting to those next week, so please make sure you subscribe to this channel so you do not miss those 2 episodes. Again, if you could like the video, that would be awesome, and I'll see you again on the next video, guys. Bye!